How's it going, losers, and welcome to the event. No, that's not this one. How's it going, losers, and welcome to Ask Uncle Tino Volume 2, where I answer the hard-hitting questions that you want to know the answer to. And if you want to know where you can ask me one of these questions, it's on my Instagram story, so make sure if you're not following me, you go in the description and you get me followed. So I've got a nice blend today of actual training questions and some not so training questions. How much protein should I be eating a day? So the golden rule that you'll always hear is 1 gram for every pound of body weight every day, which works out at 2.2 grams for every kilo body weight a day. Now, the main reason that's said is because it's just a nice easy rule of thumb to follow, but you don't actually need to have quite as much as that. There are some benefits to overloading at certain points, but I would just make sure that you're hitting anywhere as low as 0.7 grams per pound of body weight, or about 1.5 grams for every kilo of body weight. That's a sufficient amount, and in my experience, that's been enough for my clients to build sufficient amounts of muscle and strength. Is Big John and I'm still not quite sure if I can say the word without being cancelled, and I don't know a Big John, I do know a Wee John, and if that's who you're talking about, then the answer is yes. The best exercise I can do for football. Assuming that you're maybe not doing too much S&C for football just now, the best exercises that you can do for football as a starting point is your basic fundamental compound list. Your squats, your deadlifts, bench press, shoulder press, that type of thing. And that's just going to obviously help build a base, and through large parts of your training, you can keep them within your program. In terms of the sort of more semi-advanced stuff, I'd be making sure you're doing dynamic exercises like plyometric, and I'd be doing them at all different angles, because obviously when you're running about a park and jumping about a park, you're moving at all different angles. I'd definitely be prioritising jumping within those plyometrics. You can do some single leg stuff like lunges, split squats, that type of thing. And it's also probably worth doing a decent amount of rotation and core stability stuff as well. Don't need to overcomplicate it, just make sure that you're focusing on just getting stronger across all your different movement patterns, your squats, your hip hinges, single leg work, and then obviously some upper body work in as well. And it's actually a good timing that you asked this, because I think by the time this goes out, I will have posted a video on how not to train in the gym for football on my Instagram. Who's the worst player in the, and again, I can't even say this because I think it gets me cancelled, and this is the name of my pro club's team. I am surrounded by that much shite in that team that I can't actually answer it, so it's really hard to put a finger on anyone but Swanee. If you couldn't have a job in the fitness space, what would you do? I'd probably still be focused on running my Airbnbs, which I still do, but now I'm just a lot more hands-off because obviously I've got my coaching, and it was sort of down to the current political landscape, as it were, and Edinburgh Council being a bunch of absolute morons that resulted in me in taking a back step in the first place to come and start coaching. So yeah, I'd probably just be doing that. Probably something business related. I don't really ever see myself having an actual 9-to-5 job. Tits or ass? Why do you iron your joggies, you freak? I'm going to tell you why I iron my joggies, and I really don't think it's that complicated. Your joggies are cotton. They are the things that crease the most. So I don't like to walk about looking like a tramp. I like to be pretty presentable. Not like prim and proper like I'm part of the royal family, but I just like to look presentable, and I think joggies are one of the biggest things that need to be ironed. Top of the list. So I don't know why you wouldn't iron your joggies. Just because they're on the lower half of your body doesn't mean that you can't see the creases, and I think that you're the freak if you don't iron your joggies. So that's it for this episode. Hopefully the questions do eventually get better, but we'll keep running this back until we get to a point where eventually answer some more fitness related questions that will help a little bit more of you guys. My coaching inquiry form is in the description below if you want to get in the absolute best shape and the strongest you've ever been. I'm your guy for that. Fill that out, or if you prefer, you can just always drop me a message on Instagram, and I'm more than happy to have a wee chat with you about your training and see how I can help you. Link to sign on to my email list is below if you would like to receive a weekly email, a bit similar to these weekly YouTube videos, but it's just in word form, and I try to make them as fun and enjoyable to read as possible. So if you do want to get on there, just click that link. There's a few other links down there as well. I can't be arsed going over them. Catch you in the next one.